Mate, I appreciate it. Thank you. And you're going to love this. Olympic gold medalist Sally Pearson has taken out the award for the nation's most inspirational athlete at the Sports Australia Hall of Fame dinner in Melbourne. And tennis great John Newk was handed the night's biggest accolade, becoming the 36th legend of Australian sport. We were tossing up which one of them we would talk to this morning. We thought, what the hell? Let's have both. Sally, Newk, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Ben.
Hard to know where to start, but Sally, we better start with you. This is the second time you've won the Don Award. A huge honour. It is, of course, named after none other than Sir Donald Bradman. Tell us what it means to you.
I've always said that when I won it the first time in 2012 that it was my favourite award, and I think last night was just really special. They both have different meanings. I think the first one was more about winning the Olympics, and this one was more about the journey into the Commonwealth Games. And it was, after this year, it was a bit of an up and down year for me, and disappointing and also amazing highs as well. But I didn't even think about awards after this year. I just thought about how to get better for next year, to win the World Championships again, and then also to regain my title at the Olympics in 2016. And then having this nomination come out was a huge surprise to me, and so amazingly, hugely honoured.
Newk, you've been surrounded by champions all of your life. What do you make of the young lady next to you, and also all of the other champions in the room last night?
Well, I told Sally last night I was barracking for her to win, and I think she thought I meant the Don Award, but I actually meant at the games. I followed her progress through that and realised that it's very hard when you're surrounded in the lead up to an event with negative things going on around you. And so I thought that was one of the most amazing things, apart from coming back from her injury, to actually be able to win that race.
It was unbelievable to be able to put all of that off-track stuff out of your head, Sally, and still go on and blitz it. And I suppose we're all wondering about the next Olympics. Where are you at?
Yeah. Well, at the moment I'm 3 weeks into training, so I'm not very far into it at the moment. It's the hard slog stuff, the general prep phase, and yeah, I'll be competing again in probably about 6 months, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get back into really good shape and run the times that I ran in 2011 and 2012 in my biggest years. So that's what I'm preparing for.
Newk, what does it mean to you, the 36th legend of Australian sport? There's not 100 or 1,000 of them there. There's only 36. That's quite an honour.
It's very humbling to be surrounded by so many great athletes, and certainly when I grew up, they were my idols that you'd look up to, and from all the different sports, and to never dreamed that years later you'd be standing there and celebrated as being one of them. So, as I said, been a very humbling occasion, and one that you feel pretty proud of, that you're able to achieve it.
Sally, we're looking at images here of Newk last night in his tuxedo. He scrubs up all right, doesn't he?
Yeah, very handsome man.
Oh.
So do you, by the way. We're having a look at, I don't know how to describe the dress. It looks gold to me, but well, quite fitting that it's gold. You look amazing.
It was pretty stunning.
Well, of course, it's Joanna Johnson. She always does amazing things for me. Thank you.
All right, well, let's name the next champion. We'll kick off with you, Newk. Who should we be looking out for? We're blessed in this country that we've had some great tennis players, but who should we be looking out for at the moment, or in the years to come? Who are you keeping an eye on?
Well, I think that Nick Kyrgios certainly has the potential to get into the top 10 in the world, and perhaps the top 4. It's a difficult road as you're going up that tennis mountain. There's not that much room at the top, so you never know with young people. It depends on how hard they're willing to train and the pain they're willing to put into it as they get near the mountaintop. So we'll just have to see how Nick goes in his journey. He needs to surround himself with very good people that aren't just yes people, and when he's not putting in the hard yards, they are able to tell him, you've got to do that. I think Thanasi Kokkinakis has got a lot of potential, and he's just starting off on his journey. I expect him to start having some pretty good wins next year. So we'll see how they go at the Australian Open, but they're certainly two of the young guys that have a serious chance of getting into the top 20, and certainly the top 10.
Well, it's a real honour to speak to both of you this morning, John Newcombe and Sally Pearson. Congratulations. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben.
Not a bad double act, Carlos.
Oh, sensational photo. Thank you
Fantastic.
very much for that, brother. Well done. Well,